Well, my 2022 no prep adventures continue to be a adventure per se, but we got things all ironed out, I think, almost, and we've got another car, DC1, all set up and ready to go. It looks a little interesting, and we're going to talk about it now. I'm Chad. This is the Dorky M40 RC channel. We are going to make the DC1 faster today. What's up, guys? It's great to be back here with you. Appreciate all you guys that jumped into the live stream. Some little good nuggets in there about what's been going on with me personally and everything like that. Things are smoothing out. My Sanwa M17, as of yesterday, got lost on its way back to Serpent, USA. Totally crushed. They could not find it. Checked with them this morning. Couldn't find it. And got and picked up a used one that'll be here Friday. Then they called me 2 hours later and said that they found it. Who in the heck knows what's going on? So we're in good shape. Maybe they can fix mine and get it back to me and not have to send it to Japan. And then we will be good. And a lot of interesting research that I've done over the past 10, 11 days about radios that we can get into. You know, the lineups of Sanwa radios and stuff have changed and everybody else's, and they kind of have like these weird price skews. We're dealing with availability issues and all kinds of stuff, but it's pretty sad still that like the M17 is really like the important thing when it comes to like a RC drag program. The DRK, which we'll talk about here in this DC1, actually used to be the equalizer. And it could basically get people into the hobby and keep them into the hobby. But due to just the blow ups and everything else that I still see, it's a big shame. I don't know why other ESC manufacturers have not put development time into it. You know, they don't have to really worry about it because we're going to buy their stuff anyway. And, you know, most of people are going to have M17s, but I really feel that we need a McLaren replacement competitor or something like that out there that works that good in order to help grow this hobby. We need more than just ESCs built for fast people. And that's going to kind of lead our way into the DC1 here. So we've got the DC1 ready to go, and I am going to be using my old school Spectrum DX5. Yes, the DX5C. Who would have ever thought that that is what I would have been running, but it is all good. And we've got the DRK back in there, R1 3-turn motor. Gearing is, I think, 90. I'm sorry, with the stand-up transmission, I could only go. I got 87-17 on there right now. See what kind of RPMs we can make. We're loading just the basic 3.5 low traction tune in here to start off with. This is on the 1901 firmware, which is the very first firmware that jumps up to the 7 stages. So no 4-pole unlock, none of that kind of stuff. OG DRK. Just want to kind of see what it'll do and run. I got a couple buddies with us that run these that, you know, we all can see they either work or they don't. So I hope that this thing is going to hold up. You know, it only needs to hold up for a couple days, of course, and then we're going to be swapping everything out of here, of course, for the R1 and the R1 4-pole motor as well. So that's going to be sweet. So DC1. We got everything back together. And when it comes to the DC1, man, like R1 is really trying hard for the hobby. Like I said in my video, you go onto their websites and you see the cost of these replacement parts, $8, $10, whatever. You know, of course they're injection molded, not carbon fiber, but the whole point is that you have an upgrade path and you have easy, cheap, replaceable parts to keep your program running, and that is what we need. I keep my fingers crossed that they are able to just keep on going and hit their price target. You know, they're not trying to make an Apollo competitor at the price target and what this car is, but I'm trying to show everybody what you can do if they get this car out at $500. Your 4-pole R1 motor, your ESC, you're in at like $800-900 for a competition level race car. And I mean, that's all in RTR. Why pay $500-600 for a Traxxas or something when you can have something like this? So we'll start here on the front. We got this, of course, is their injection molded bumper. I got picked up another one of those, $20. The brass weights here up on the front, people have been asking about. I haven't seen them in stock on the website for a while, so don't really know what's going on with that. Brass might be just kind of hard to come by right now. We've went through and replaced all of any of the worn, bad injection molded parts that were kind of, messed up or whatever. I had a couple ball ends. They've changed out the plastic on all of their shock ends and everything to this, kind of plastic that we're kind of used to, and not like this other injection molded stuff, which is carbon infused. This seems to be just like straight up the associated type of plastic that we're looking at, low-C type of plastic that is going to be way more durable and stuff. And you can get a whole bag to set up your entire car for, I think, around $8 or $9. So that's definitely something. Obviously, if you buy a kit from them, when they put them back in stock, you're going to get that stuff anyway. The other thing that we did is that we have their new centering braces on there, which actually fit very well on the carbon fiber tower that I have on there. Now, they do have an injection molded tower. That's what I originally had on there. I actually prefer the injection molded one more because it has more mounting hole abilities at different heights. So that way you can get your ride heights dialed in a little bit more. And, since we are working with the B6 conversion here, and, the chassis itself is, I could say, it is maybe possibly a little bit dated when it comes to, the way things are going, but R1 is like totally all over that. And people have found out ways to easily drop this chassis, modify it if you want to run a low ride height, which I found out that the low ride height to me works very well. But these new centering post adapters in there, they stick through, and the whole floating body mount system, directional downforce, whatever you want to call it, and it's in there. It all works and slides way more better, a lot easier. Definitely loving that. R1 battery, of course, we got the tray going through there and all that stuff. In the rear, I did a few more replacements and the same type of floating body mount back there as well, going way softer on the car. So we found out, on our surfaces at the Sam's Club and stuff, that we run faster when things are a little bit softer. So we've got red springs in the front, purple in the front, red in the back. Might be an issue with the wheelie bar hitting. We're going to have to wait and see. That is one downside about the DC1, is that, you kind of got to mess with this wheelie bar and shim it and this and that. And there's going to be like a gap between, like a 4mm gap that you can't really do anything with, because you're going to have to either have the wheelie bar mounted underneath the chassis, or you're going to have to have it on top, and then you can either shim it up from there or shim it down if it's on the underneath, versus having one that is mounted here to the side and being able to kind of, adjust it easily with the actual, like the Apollo has. I just love that thumb screw. It's like such a simple, easy idea. I really like that. But we've got the 8mm bullet soldered up on all this thing, and, she's ready to go. She is ready to fly. So I'm super pumped to get it out there. Going out tonight, first hits on this car just to see what it can do. Not looking for anything spectacular. Of course, I'll be taking the cameras with me and everything, so we can get all that on video just in case things really do work well. But, this is just something to play with and get back out with my friends now that I've kind of like got my motivation back after being down in the dumps, thinking that like my season literally was just over. And then I thought it was back, and then it was over again. Like, didn't want to do that, but an opportunity came up to pick up an M17. Then that one came back, and I'll sell it and break even, and everything's good. So that is going to be it, guys, for what is up with the DC1. Again, R1 is committed to getting this thing out, and I want to run it as close to that form as possible for you guys, show you how fast it's going to go. Tonight's just going to kind of be like a fun night. But again, come back when we have the ESC and the 4-pole in here, and man, it's going to be something special. So we will talk to you guys later. Good to see you. Hope you all are doing well. Peace.